Hello Math 1046 gang. In this video I want to focus on the next phase of Math 1046. Once you have completed the welcome unit, we then move into the refresher unit. So right now I'm in our course homepage and I'm going to first go into the welcome unit. So I'm going to click on content here. And then I'm going to click on the welcome unit and I'll make sure that the welcome unit is highlighted from the table of contents, and then you can see here is the welcome title, so I'm in the welcome unit. So everyone's been working through the welcome unit very well, working through the to-do list, because this is where you set up your computer and configure D2L, configure MyMathLab and the things you need, and Skype, the things you need to be successful in the course. And as you work through each of these titles by clicking on them, you learn information about the course. There's a little introduction quiz that's not for marks, but that's going to give you feedback so that you can kind of set your expectations for the course. And then we have the discussion assignment, and it's been great reading your posts, introducing yourselves, and I really enjoy that. So don't forget to complete that before Friday, and don't forget to reply too to a classmate's post, because that gives you a mark as well. So hopefully everybody is working through the welcome unit. You want to get through the welcome unit as fast as you can, just because that's going to give you more time for this 1 week refresher. So even though the welcome unit is due by this Friday, if you can complete some of this stuff earlier so that you can start the 1 week refresher, that would be awesome. So I'm going to click on our next unit and let's assume that you finished the welcome unit. What's next? Well, before we actually get into the meat of Math 1046, we give you 1 week to just practice up on some of your foundation skills. Now, some of you might be coming in and are just raring to go and have the math skills already brushed up and ready. Especially if you're coming from Math Foundations 1043, you're all ready to go. So you probably won't need to go through this stuff because you've been doing this stuff. But if you haven't been in a math program in the last year, you may want to just brush up on some of these topics. And you can see that we have 5 topics that we are looking at in terms of foundation skills: arithmetic, algebra, ratio, rates, percents, exponents and radicals, and graphing. For the 1 week refresher, what we're doing is we're giving you time to go over some of these skills, and it's really at your own pace, and you can decide what you want to cover, if you want to cover anything at all. The 1 week refresher is due May 3rd, and the only thing that is due May 3rd is for you to submit your placement assessment. Now, the placement assessment is a test that you do at home in MyMathLab, and the idea is that you're looking to get around an 80% on the test. If you get an 80% on the test, that tells us that you are ready for this course. Below an 80%, and we might want to just look at topics that you might need to brush up a little bit more on, and just be aware that it's going to be a bit more of a rocky start for you because you're having to pull a little bit more, do a little bit more pre-practice. If you get below 60% or a 50%, that's an indication that maybe you're not quite ready yet for Math 1046, and you might want to think about doing the Foundations Math 1043 course first, just to get up to speed, or maybe you might want to do the Health Math course if you're thinking about going into the LPN program and don't need this higher level math, and then maybe do the Math 1046 later on. It's all about timing and when you're ready. So this placement assessment does not go towards your final mark. It's just a way to gauge your readiness for Math 1046. So let's go and look at what we have in MyMathLab. But first of all, I should just say that we do have some resources here to help you with each of these topics. You can see that our first topic, arithmetic, has been divided into 3 subcategories. Let's say that you wanted to do some extra practice with fractions. Click on that, and you can see that we have a list of videos and practice sheets that you can work through in terms of what you think you need in terms of the topic on fractions. So here's a video and here's practice problems to help you out. So you can decide which ones you want to look through and which ones you want to practice. And all of the practice problems come with answers, so you can tell right away if you are on the right track. So the 1-week refresher unit in D2L gives you all of those practice resources. I'm going to go to MyMathLab now. Oh, and I just wanted to show you at the very bottom of the refresher unit, there is a discussion on questions and answers, and you can post your questions there for me to answer. Just anything about the refresher unit, what you can put there. So I'm going to go into MyMathLab. I tried this link before and it didn't quite work, so I'm going to direct you to go back to the course homepage, because I know that this link here works. There we go. So here's the green widget underneath the calendar where you've already gone in to register as a new register for MyMathLab. So if you click on that, you're going to get student links. You won't have the instructor links because that's for me, but you'll have 2 options for student links, and I suggest you do the Pearson eText course home because that's going to give you the eText option. Now, you won't be using your eText too much in the refresher unless you want to, but you'll find the eText under module contents here. So this is the MyMathLab course home. You can see that we have the left-hand menu with all of your options, and then your information is going to be to the right. Your eText is under module contents, and you don't have all of these options because again I have the instructor view, but your e-textbook is under module contents. What you're mostly going to be in is the homework and the quiz and test tab. So let's go into the homework. Now there's lots of different assignments here on the 5 different topics. So you can see for topic 1 we have 1, 2, 3, 4 assignments. Topic 2 we have 1, 2, 3. Each of these homework pieces, when you do a question, it will tell you right away if you've got it right or wrong. And you can also go through and have extra help functions as well. You'll want to start off with this Welcome to MyMathLab. It's just a quick 5-minute orientation on using MyMathLab, and then you can go into these and just test out the types of questions that are involved in each of these topics. Now, none of these homework assignments are mandatory. They're just there for your own use, and if you find them useful, then you can do one, do them all, it doesn't matter, and the marks don't matter either. When you click on one of the assignments, you can see that you have questions, and when you click on your question to start, there you go. Here's your question, and then you just do it, and then you sum it up, and then, or answer, I should say. In this case, you do answer as a sum. But there's this really neat question help tab. If you click on that, you have different options that's going to help you to solve this question. And all the questions are going to have this question help tab, and that's there for you to just give you a little bit more of a hand in answering these questions. There's an even Ask My Instructor question, and if you click on that, an email will be sent to me, and you can just let me know what you're finding difficult about the question, and then I can get back to you and give you a hand with those as well. But the great thing is that you can find out right away if you're right or wrong, and it will give you feedback. So MyMathLab, the strength of MyMathLab is that it's going to give you that instantaneous feedback so you can see how you're doing as you're working through. Now, as I said, the only thing that is mandatory to submit for this unit is the math placement assessment, which is this one right here. And I accessed this page through quizzes and tests. So the math placement, this is the one that you're looking to get 80% or higher on, and you get 1 attempt, and it's 90 minutes. If you get less than 80%, then you will want to let me know so that we can just chat about it, actually just let me know how you do regardless of what you get. But this is going to just be an indicator of whether you're ready or not for this Math 1046 program. There is a practice math test to give you an idea of what this placement test is like, and you can do this practice math test 5 times to get used to it. And I highly recommend that you start off, use one of your attempts right away before you even go into the other topics, just to get an idea of the different topics that you might be doing very well in and not need extra practice, but also to indicate the topics that you might need more practice in so that you can go back to D2L and practice up on that, or go back to the homework and practice up on that. So the first thing in the refresher unit, I highly recommend that you go to quizzes and tests and use up one of your attempts on this practice math challenge test. And if you find that you are successful on that and you have no problems, go right ahead and do the math placement test, and then you've got the refresher unit complete, and you have a good idea of your readiness for Math 1046. We'll be starting Unit 1 in D2L May 3rd. So coming back to our D2L course now, once you have completed your placement assessment and you are ready for the course, then on May 3rd we're going to be starting number theory. And you can get a head start on that by clicking on number theory in D2L and starting to read through the information that's there in the unit, starting with the what to do document, which talks about the unit, what textbook pages to cover, and so on and so forth. But we don't start that until May the 3rd. So that's all I wanted to show you today, was that once you have completed the welcome unit, you want to head straight into the 1-week refresher. So the faster you complete the welcome unit, the more time you have to work on this 1-week refresher, and the only thing you need to submit for this is that placement assessment evaluation in MyMathLab, and I wish everybody well. If you have any questions or concerns or worries, don't hesitate to contact me. You can email me, you can telephone me, whatever you need. Let's talk about it. The one date that I want to keep in mind is this day here. Let's see, I'm back on the course homepage. Here we go, May the 8th. So May the 8th is the last day to withdraw from Math 1046 and receive the 95% refund. So I do find some students don't do as well on the refresher unit, and by the 8th they get a good idea of whether they have the time needed to put into the course and whether they have the foundation skills needed to be ready for the course. And if they find that either of those are lacking, then they sometimes choose to withdraw from the course on this May 8th, so they get 95% of their money back, and then often they return the next term when they have more time and when they've brushed up on those foundation skills. So if you have any questions regarding that, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I'm happy to chat with you about that. So have a great week, and keep on checking into the news feed in D2L as I post announcements there. Have a great week, everyone. Bye for now.